the news. I saw it in the news. What are the odds that you saw it too? What are the odds? What are the odds? Hey, Tony P, what are the odds?
Bada boom, pee pow, bang. I don't know what I was doing there. Tried to do like a finger guns in the air to time to the beat. I don't think any of it worked, but it doesn't matter because I had fun. I had fun doing it. Not a big supporter of guns, but I love finger guns. I'll do that all day. Pew, 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 pew. Y'all, it's getting close to Christmas. Got one of them advent calendars where you get the little candy every day. I remember I was like, oh, cool, piece of candy. Now it's like 13 days away. I don't know what happened. It always does. Every single year it does that. Every single year I'm surprised. How am I surprised? How am I surprised 43 Christmases? Oh, man, it's December. I don't even know what day it is today, the 12th. It's December 12th already. It's the middle of December. What happened? It was just Halloween. Every single year. Like I say, it doesn't get any. Every year it's faster and faster. And it makes sense. There's a whole theory behind it. It's a smaller part of your larger life, piece of the pie type of thing. Ask me about it later. But I still think I'm intelligent enough to realize I said the same thing last year. I probably got 3 episodes of podcast. I probably got previous podcast man, it's December already. Man, I can't believe it. Oh, that was my work computer. I guess I should turn that off. Y'all, sometimes I just jump straight out of work and into the Oddcast. I'm like, yo, I got to get going. We got to talk about some stories. Sometimes it's dangerous because it's kind of a busy day at work today, man. I was a little annoyed, not going to lie. Probably could have used a break. Probably could have like played some video games or something. I was like, nah, we jumping right into the news. Right into it. Always makes me feel better. Especially this episode. We got a special episode, y'all. I didn't think it was a special episode of Oddcast. Well, I'll tell you. We're going to call it the Cow-vacade episode. What? Calves? Calves, yeah. What is the plural of baby cows? I don't know. Yo, I'm tired. All right. Even when I'm not tired, I try to make jokes and puns on the show. They normally don't go well. And that's with a full night's rest and a decent day. Today I'm a little tired. So that's what you get. But it is a very special cow episode of Tony P. Oddcast. Per usual, it's weird and wacky news from around the world. This week, all 3 stories cow-related. I had to dig deep. So really, what happened was I had 2. I said, man, there got to be a 3rd cow story out there somewhere, right? Well, fortunately for you folks, a very confused cow. Sometimes I wonder, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Reading this stuff. A very confused cow had to be rescued from a physician's office in Virginia after leaping from a trailer and busting into the building. The cow was being transported to Knight Cattle Company when it jumped off the trailer. You say, hey, forget that, dog. We ain't doing that. The animal then made its way to Orange Family Physicians about 1/8 of a mile down the road. Hey, I actually had a routine doctor's appointment today. Let me tell you, if I was sitting there and a cow walked in, that would have made my day. It didn't happen. I haven't seen a cow out here, but imagine that. You're just like, hey, I need to get my blood work. And a cow shows up. Local self-proclaimed cow catchers. Wait, what? So these people, Timmy Lamb and Sam Crawford, are cow catchers, but apparently they're not official cow catchers. They're self-proclaimed. I didn't know you could do that. Can I be a self-proclaimed doctor? Apparently, Timmy Lamb and Sam Crawford stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. Also, your name's Lamb, work with some sheep. But anyway, they received a call about the bulled bovine outside the office only minutes after getting home from work. They immediately headed over on horseback. Oh, they got horses? That's kind of cool, though. To help retrieve the big animal. They got home from work. Is their day job cow catching? Or are they like accountants and do cow catching on the side after hours? When Lamb and Crawford arrived, the cow became frightened. Ran around the building, smashing through glass doors. How good can these cow catchers be? They didn't think about that. They didn't think, hey, maybe if we show up on these horses trying to capture this cow, it might not be too excited. It might get upset. These really are some Bush League self-proclaimed cow catchers. However, at the end of the day, Timmy Lamb and Sam Crawford, a.k.a. the cow catchers, were ultimately able to rein in the cow without harm. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, man, that was a great cow story. Sure wish I had 2 more of those. Don't go away. An iconic statue is packing her bags and making a big move. M-O-O-V-E, folks. This is from my old hometown, Columbus, Georgia. Numerous news sources picked up on this story. Well, Katie the cow is moving to uptown Columbus. You know I had to cover this. She had a permanent residence off of Manchester Expressway since 1967. There used to be a Connect dairy plant there. It would only make sense. They had a giant cow out front. She is a 20-foot tall spotted bovine that's been a beloved landmark in the Columbus community for over 50 years. The statue currently sits on a vacant building lot and has low visibility with limited public access. I know right exactly where that cow is at. I've been to that cow 100 times, and they're not wrong. The dairy was kind of built sort of on its own, like up a little hill, and the dairy left. Well, what do you do with this giant building with a cow statue in front of it? I'll tell you exactly what they did. They put a Best Buy in there, which never really made sense. I remember there was a lot of drama, and this is not a joke. There was a lot of drama in the city when the dairy left. What are they going to do with the cow? And the people who are running the space, or the organizers, Best Buy, whoever, they said, don't worry, we're going to keep the cow where it's at. And they did, in their defense. But then Best Buy moved to another spot in a different mall. And now, you know, the cow is up in the air, not literally, but actually, yes, literally. The city is very passionate about her because she's such a big part of our history. That's actually true, y'all. Again, I lived in that city. A cow's no joke. Plans to move Katie to Uptown gives residents and visitors an utterly great reason to grab a photo. I don't know about all that. With the help of the community and donations, the city raised over $30,000 to move the cow downtown. Y'all, I love that cow. I really do. I grew up in that city. $30,000 can feed a lot of homeless people or help somebody out. But instead, they moved the cow. And y'all, if I'll find a picture, go Google it or something. There was like a police escort, because it is a pretty big cow. So they had it on like sideways on the back of a truck. They had the cops in front. I thought it was like a presidential funeral procession. But they moved it downtown and everything is okay. 2 cow stories, that's enough, right? I mean, most podcasts will give you 2 cow stories, but that's not what makes Tony P. Oddcast Tony P. Oddcast. All right? We're not going to settle for 2. 1, whatever. 2, par for the course. But we go the extra mile. We go the extra mile here on Tony P. Oddcast. A pair of calves. So we're going to call that 4 cows, 3 stories. Cow-vacade. I'll have to spell that out for the show notes. A pair of calves. We're playing bit parts in North Carolina's church. Live nativity scene, and they escape to a nearby state park. All right, we got Georgia, North Carolina. Where was our first story at? Virginia? Virginia. All right, I see a pattern here. I see a pattern in these cities that have cows on the run. Big hit by one of those Beatles. Cows on the run. Anyway, these 2 cows escape. They're supposed to be in the play. They're doing the nativity scene. They were, again, like, nah. Photos show police waist deep in Cape Fear River. Hey, that's close to where I was born. Maybe I'm the source of these cow stories. They tried pulling the swimming animals back to dry land. When you're a police officer in a small island community, you may get some unusual calls, according to the police department's Facebook post. Officers were dispatched to help state park rangers round up the escapees who had been, and I quote, performing in the live nativity scene. They were finally brought to heel with the help of community volunteers and a canine with specialized herding skills. It's a herding dog. We know. Come on, man. Don't act like this dog went to special. It was a herding dog. The Vesses, who apparently put on the show, first realized that the calves were missing when police knocked on their door and told them their actors were on the run. At the time of this story, nobody knows how the cows escaped. However, some people complained. They said, hey, you shouldn't use live animals and your thing, and we're going to get PETA involved. And the people that put on the show said, you know, we treat these animals great. They have handlers. You know, we're not abusing them or anything. But I don't know. If you ask those two calves, they might say otherwise. So as we wrap up, I try to think of a lesson, try to think of a takeaway. And I guess today, make sure you tie your cows down.